Este es un evento muy especial, es el lanzamiento de un estudio que viene a darnos luz, color y dimensión sobre un asunto que ha transformado nuestras vidas.
We are really proud to present the first of its kind study of the digital media and cell phone habits of teens and parents here in Mexico. And we are really proud to present it here with such a distinguished audience.
These teens, this generation, is emerging as the most plugged in, connected, and socially conscious generation the world has ever seen. Their always-on culture brings with it really extraordinary advantages, but it's also left many of them sleep-deprived, overly dependent on their devices, and distracted. This is the first generation of parents to have to manage mobile devices in our own lives, in our own hands, and in the lives of our children and teenagers. We wanted to see what this transformation looked like in the lives of parents and teens here in this country. So we asked more than 1,200 Mexican parents and teens to describe what it looks like in their lives and how they feel about it. And here's what they told us. 45% of parents and 45% of teens feel they spend too much time on their devices. And Mexican families in particular are reporting very high levels of distraction. 75% of parents and 77% of teens report being distracted at least once a day by their devices. Half of teens and 45% of parents told us they felt addicted to their devices. And Mexican parents, as you might imagine, told us that they are concerned about their kids' device use. 64% of parents feel their child spends too much time on their mobile device. 62% of parents said they feel their teen is addicted to their mobile device. Mexican parents aren't just voicing concerns about their kids' device use, they're actively engaged in mediating that use.
To me, the single biggest thing that comes across in Mexico that is different from the other countries is the emphasis on family in a unique way. And also that even with all of the problems and the sort of the downsides that the 24/7 digital reality brings to our lives, most families think that it's actually a positive aspect in their life. They can communicate better with their kids. They can be in touch more with their kids. They can learn new skills and jobs for the 21st century. And if you look at the answers, I think from the community here across the country of Mexico, the biggest thing that resonates for me and for Common Sense, and I think for our colleagues at USC Annenberg, is that families look at this problem together, and that's a very good thing.
Hemos escuchado los estudios, hemos escuchado a los académicos, hemos escuchado a los maestros, a los padres, pero creo que es momento de escuchar a los alumnos.
I'll start. I see mobile devices more as a tool in terms of with the relationship with my family and my parents, more as a tool to stay connected with my parents and for safety.
There's more of a conflict in Mexican society between the children and the parents rather than in the US, and I think there's a big culture of Mexican parents kind of wanting to be deeply involved in the lives of the children, and kind of in this connected world that this generation has had to face this clash.
So do you feel like you're having meaningful conversations with your parents around using your devices?
I feel I have a fairly good relationship with my parents in being you know what, I don't want you to have this social media outlet. Well, it's more of a, okay, so why not? And it becomes more of a dialogue between a parent and a child. My parents have never limited my phone usage or have never told me you can't look at this app or use this or go to this website. Growing up like this, it has allowed me to have the freedom to explore and use the internet as a tool. Having this kind of relationship with my parents, I feel comfortable to ask them if I have any questions.
I worry about the pressure you feel when you are living your life online and you are putting both your physical and your social emotional identity out there, and then you feel the pressure to make it perfect, which we all know is not possible. How much do you feel that?
I think the cell phone is just kind of like a magnifier of what they showed you before. And in terms of like the social identity, like my Instagram feed is a representation of who I am, and I put my work in there. Like I do art, and I put all my art. I take this awesome photo, I put it there. I'm with this friend that I like a lot, I put it there. So it can be a good representation, but it can also be a terrible one. It can be something that brings you like, I have to fulfill this expectation of myself to show the other people. So again, it all comes down to the phone being a magnifier.
So since you are our digital native, since you are our leaders in this online move, what's your best advice to all of us for how we can achieve a more mindful use of our devices?
You also need to find like the balance between time to dedicate to your family and like time for your friends. So it's like, okay, I'm going to be with my friends right now, and then, oh, right now I'm with my family, so I'm going to get rid of the phone for a moment, and like find the balance between both.
My biggest advice is be open in your communication. Younger generations are a lot more tech savvy. We know what's going on in the technological world a lot more, and we have more experience in that. But the thing is that adults and our parents have a lot more experience in life. So we have to keep this open dialogue in where, yeah, I know how to use Instagram, but I don't have all this life experience.
Yeah.
So there has to be this both aspects of it.
Thank you all for being so wise and sharing your thoughts and perspectives with us.
You guys are great.